This is the genesis of a chronological journey spanning more than 70 years of remembrances of Gary Michael Wilson. Commencing at the age of 2, with the recognition of first memories in 1943. Gary having achieved this world by the grace of God, his mother Betty Irene, and father Robert Wilson, on March 18, 1941, his father's 22nd birthday. The infant's inaugural residency, Yreka, California, population 2,465, the county seat of Siskiyou County, Central California's most northern province. The newborn and not acknowledged by his given name Gary but endowed as Mike. The first 2 years of his life spent in transit with his parents, abiding in many Northern California communities as dictated by his father's employment. Between the age of 2 and 3, with sparse uncertainties, the remembrances of life events and surroundings began their implantation. Residing at 1368 Brookside Drive, San Leandro in 1943 was an eventful time. 2-year-old Mike was excited, his dad having brought home a stray dog. But sadly it wasn't well and went to doggy heaven. What was surreal about the event was watching his dad bury the dog in the backyard near the fence. It was dark and was done at night. The toddler soon experienced an expanded world, not just limited to his house or yard, but one that knew no bounds. One day, to the dismay of his mother, he did so, only to be stopped several blocks from the house and returned by a Good Samaritan in a pickup truck. The young adventurer soon experienced the meaning of being confined to the premises, his mother tying a rope around his waist to prevent his wandering off. It was later in the summer, having been told his mother was going to have a baby, and on July 15th, Mike's sister Catherine Jane, anointed as Katie, complimented the family with her arrival. The country was still at war when the local draft board in Yreka summoned Mike's dad to report in August 1944. His home in Yreka was in an upstairs apartment with his mom and sister Katie, and he was able to visit and spend time with his aunts and cousins, but his interest was elsewhere. The Westbrook family also lived upstairs, and their daughter Pearl would visit, reading to him, taking him to places that were exciting. On one afternoon taking him to a Frankenstein movie, covering his eyes during the scary parts. On other occasions going on picnics and riding together on her horse. One afternoon they ventured on a walk crossing Yreka Creek to go up on the mountain, where they were able to look down on the town below. What Mike thought was fun was that they didn't cross the creek on the bridge, but under it, stepping on the rocks in the flowing water. Mike soon discovered going to the store with his mom was fun, buying him candy, animal crackers and sometimes even Cracker Jacks. One day noticing his mom's purse with dollar bills sticking out, deciding this would be a good time to go to the store. Taking only one bill, the 3-year-old proceeding out of the apartment to the store alone, and once at the store, the clerk however notified his mother of what was transpiring. Mike learning a lesson, it's best to go shopping with mom. He likes staying with Aunt Ann and cousin Billy, who lived on the other side of the laundry on Main Street. For some reason the laundry whistle, which was extremely loud, signifying the noon hour and the end of the workday, frightened him. He would find himself hurrying past the laundry, going to and coming from Aunt Ann's house and not wanting to be caught if the whistle would sound. A favorite event at the apartment house was when the fuel truck would deliver the oil for the stove. It would back up to the house. Mike could see it through the window, watching the man hook up the hose and fill the tank, thinking that someday he might be able to do this. His life was not without tribulation. He got into serious trouble one day, and learned a never-forgotten lesson. He found the matches, the wooden ones used for lighting the stove, discovering that by striking them on the side of the box they would burn. Mike got caught, and his mother gave him a good talking to, but he did it again, only this time he got a spanking. He knew better, but it was still great fun, deciding he would do it in secret next to the house, but out of sight. He got caught the third time and his mother proved to him that fire would burn. She lit a match and burned the ends of his fingers, all the while telling him over and over again, "Fire burns and to never play with matches." It was a lesson that was implanted permanently, and never again would there be a desire to play with matches. Getting attention was never a problem. Mike having an abundance of relatives, he and his sister were the youngest members adorning his mother's family. There was always visits from his many cousins, Jerry and Bobby Potter, Billy Potter, Bud and Johnny Eastlick, Pat, and Louis O'Toole. He was told that a new family member was coming, and that he would have a new brother or sister. His mother asking him if it was a girl what name would he choose. Mike had no hesitation, he liked the name Nancy, because his mother had a friend whom he really liked with that name. On November 2, 1944, Nancy Louise Wilson made her announcement to the world. The summertime thunderstorms were exciting. 4-year-old Mike would stay out and watch the lightning strike the surrounding mountains. He was not alone, the adults took an interest in it also, but their interest was a concerned one. They worried about forest fires as many family members were in the logging business. Mike was watching his mom take down clothes off the clothesline one afternoon, when the laundry whistle started blowing and blowing, continuing on for a long time. Mike was curious to why the whistle was blowing for so long. A person happening by and talked to his mom. He could tell by her expression that it was important. She came over, and with a smile said the war was over, and his daddy would be coming home. She finished taking in the clothes and his dad did come home, that Christmas Eve.